On August 31st, 2014, the internet didn't just slow down, it broke. Within a matter of hours, anonymous message boards were flooded with hundreds of highly private, deeply intimate photographs. The faces staring back from the screen belonged to the most famous people on Earth. Jennifer Lawrence, Rihanna, Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Cuoco. It was a modern cultural wildfire. Millions of people rushed to download the leaks, while high-powered Hollywood attorneys scrambled to issue takedown notices that vanished into the void of the dark web. It was the largest, most invasive violation of privacy in the history of the digital age. But as the initial shockwave rippled through pop culture, a deeper, much colder panic began to settle in over Silicon Valley. The victims all had one thing in common. They were avid iPhone users. The immediate, terrifying conclusion: Apple's multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, the unbreachable digital vault known as iCloud, had been compromised. If the most secure tech giant on Earth couldn't protect Hollywood's elite, then every photo, every message, and every secret belonging to billions of ordinary smartphone users was suddenly out in the open. Apple's stock price shuddered. The tech world demanded answers. But when the FBI finally closed in on the perpetrators, they discovered a truth that was far more unsettling than an unbreachable server hack. Apple's fortresses hadn't been brought down by elite cyber warriors using military-grade code. They had been brought down by a few ordinary guys sitting in quiet suburban bedrooms, exploiting a flaw that tech giants always seem to forget: human nature. To understand how the internet's most infamous heist happened, you have to look at what iCloud actually was in 2014. It was designed for frictionless convenience. You take a photo, you change a contact, and it silently, invisibly mirrors itself to a server in the cloud. It was built to be invisible. And that invisibility was exactly what the hackers weaponized. The masterminds behind the breach weren't writing complex viruses. They were using a technique as old as the internet itself: phishing. But they executed it with terrifying surgical precision. It started with an email. A celebrity would look at their iPhone and see an urgent security alert. The sender address looked official: appleadmin@icloud.com or secure@apple_security.com. The message warned them that their account had been compromised and their personal data was about to be deleted unless they clicked a link to verify their identity immediately. When they clicked, they were taken to a perfectly duplicated Apple login page. They typed in their email, they typed in their password, and just like that, the keys to the castle were handed over. The hackers now had the credentials, but they ran into a roadblock. Apple had security measures to prevent unusual logins from foreign computers. If you tried to guess a password or security question too many times, the system would lock you out. Except in one specific corner of Apple's ecosystem. The hackers discovered a massive, catastrophic oversight in the Find My iPhone application programming interface, or API. Normally, a website caps your login attempts at 3 or 5. But on this specific tracking interface, Apple had forgotten to implement a lockout mechanism. The hackers wrote a simple automated script. It allowed their computers to guess security questions like, what was the name of your first pet? Or what high school did you attend? Not 5 times, but thousands of times per second. By scraping public interviews, Wikipedia pages, and old magazine profiles of these celebrities, the script guessed the answers within minutes. Once they were completely past the gates, the hackers didn't just browse through a few files. They deployed a specialized high-end digital forensics tool called Elcomsoft. This software was originally built for law enforcement and government intelligence agencies to extract data from seized devices. By plugging the stolen iCloud credentials into Elcomsoft, the hackers tricked Apple's servers into believing a forensic investigation was taking place. The servers didn't just stream a photo, they downloaded the entire raw, unencrypted backup of the target's phone directly to the hacker's hard drive. Text messages, call history, full contact lists, and thousands of photos. including images the victims thought they had deleted months prior, but which still lingered in the cloud's forgotten storage caches.